As we definitely give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Give thanks for your presence with us. You're definitely in the tiger's nest. This is the shock of the hour. This is a special edition of the shock of the hour. And this will be also broadcasted on our audio nightly radio program and also brought forward as a video. So it's a special sort of occasion here. Give thanks for your presence with us in the tiger's nest. We glorify Emperor Haile Selassie I. Thanks for his holy presence with us. Negus and Nagas, King of Kings and Lord of Lords, Lion of Judah. Give thanks for the elect of God and glorify the light of the world. Honorable Priest Isaac here with you, just preparing for us to have a wonderful evening. So just tiger with I, man. Tiger with I. Tiger with I. say blessed love once again to each and every one. Give thanks again for your presence. It is a joy that you could come and sup with I and I at this time. Now I'm going to go straight into this. I don't want to waste no time, but let me first, begin by highlighting, I'm sure you would have heard by now, but this is our brand new publication, just touching up one or two little edges there, and it will be definitely will be available to you in a moment. This is our brand new book coming out of the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. This is The Heavens Declare the Glory, and subtitle Rastafari and the Cosmos. So, look forward to getting this copy and getting a copy of this book. This is the book that goes into the whole aspect of the connection as it relates to astronomy and theology. Theology being, of course, the study, the science. Anything with ology is really a science you've gone into it. Logic, biologic, logical, to think logical, sensible, what some people call common sense, but, the esoteric sense, definitely logical. So it's a science, theological, theology is not Christianity. That's another kind of confusion that they put in the mind. So when you hear people say they go to theological school, it's Bible school they're talking about. That's not theological school. That's Bible school. You understand? That's a Christian college. So theology is the study of the supreme essence that created everything. So within that study, astronomy is extremely important, extremely, it's very key. And of course, you've heard me speak about the subject many times and many different platforms and different subject areas. I still bring it in, showing you the heavens declare the glory. So now we have put it in book form, showing you directly the link now with Rastafari and the Cosmos. Of course, the link with the Orion constellation, the Sahu constellation, and the ecliptic belt, also known as the zodiac belt, and the whole fullness thereof. So we bring it from the level of academics, the level of understanding the stars and their makeup and the astronomical clock. We make sure all of that is key, to your understanding. So when we go into the theology now and connecting the symbols and then bring it into history, it will be very clear what we are talking about. So the point is, get a copy, man. We're talking about the heavens declare the glory. We're talking about Rastafari and the Cosmos. And this is something that I am looking forward to share with each and every one. So, looking forward for you to get a copy. But now we have a very special offer. And let me just tell you off, the book itself is being sold for $20 United States currency. But we have a special offer for a limited time where we are offering this brand new book, The Heavens Declare the Glory, plus the true biblical land of Israel. The true biblical land of Israel, of course, that also is a theological paper that was turned into book form. And this is the book you hear us issue the challenge all the time as it relates to the true geographic boundaries of the land that the Bible speaks of as the promised land that Moses saw and Joshua took the Israelites into. That land is Africa plus Arabia, and this is really the whole theory behind this book, The True Biblical Land of Israel. Definitely a wonderful read, a very good read. You should definitely get a copy of that as well. And of course, the third book we're speaking of, Anu, Ancient and Modern, Revisited, a book that goes into the whole spirit of Antigua, 108 square miles, where I was born, actually. Don't take the book light, eh? Goes into the links between the megaliths the volcanic megaliths that protrude out of the mountains on Green Castle Hill and align with the heavens. So again, don't take the book lightly. And we're now offering these 3 books, and these are ebooks, mark you, electronic books. We send the books to you through the email. You get it in your inbox. Each book itself is of a value of 20 United States dollars. Well, that's not the value of it. That's what it costs, but that ain't the value at all. But we are giving the 3 books for a limited time. For only $50, you could get the 3 books, 3 wonderful read, I'm telling you. And I mean, I know you know exactly what is taking place here. And we are also, anyone that takes that package, will also give you a free month subscription of our nightly radio program, The Shock of the Hour. So definitely that is something that I'm sure you would want to partake of even this evening. Now, of course, all you have to do is email us, and you will definitely get all the information of exactly what you have to do. I just want to share something with you before I go into the topic. I know for sure you want to hear what's going on, but you're spending a moment with me. I mean, you're in my palace here, so yeah, I'm the host for the moment. I mean, if I was in your palace, I would just humble myself to whatever's going on there. So I'm just going to give you a little touch of, this is one of the summary videos from our international homeschool class, just about a minute plus. This is the astronomy class. This is the 3rd class specifically for the kindergarten. Let's check it out and tell me what you think here. Now let me just make sure it's being shared with you. Okay, it looks so. All right. Summary: International Homeschool Astronomy 3rd class K. The sun is all the colors mixed together. This appears white to our eyes. The sun is composed of approximately 70% hydrogen and approximately 28% helium, while other heavier elements such as carbon, oxygen, neon, and iron makes up the remaining percentage. The distance between the Earth and the Sun is referred to as an astronomical unit, or AU. Blessed love. Oh my Lord, give thanks for life. So you basically have all the information there, as I said, for those who like to be a part of that homeschool, international homeschool program. Now, as I said, this is something that we have created from our own established curriculum, a curriculum, I should say, for astronomy, and a curriculum for the African history / heritage. So we're actually working off of a plan that took time, you know, and a lot of effort and thinking has already gone into years of work, as simple as it may look, to create, you know, for each of those subject areas, a curriculum from K to 2nd grade, as I have exposed to the international community. That is as far as I reach for these subject areas, but I'm continuing the process. So it's 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, and onward. So when you sign up for this program now, and it's basically designed for your children, you know, for the young ones, if you have children, unless you're a child yourself, you know, for the age, because it was really established for the school system. As you know, the astronomy, African history, this is not something that is taught at all, you know, in any level when it comes to the schooling of the young children, infants, adolescents, what have you. So this is why we worked on these aspects, and we have brought it to the ministry that is concerned with education, where we reside. We have been, given some nice words on certain aspects, but we're still waiting for these words to at least manifest. And of course, in the light of COVID-19, of course, everything is on hold. Yeah. But the point is really, so we utilize, our works really, and I've put it in video form. So what it is, when you sign up now, we send to you, just like the shock of the hour, we send to you via your email. You get it in your inbox every day. It is a 20 to 30-minute classroom sort of atmosphere, depending on the subject area and, of course, the grade. So it's every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And every Monday and Wednesday, it is astronomy. And every Tuesday and Thursday, it is African history, So basically, this is something that would strengthen the youth, even at a time like now. But anyway, you see the email there. And for more information, you definitely know what to do. Now, what I really want to get into here this evening, and I want to put it out clearly, the reason why I gave it the subject title that I gave it is because what I am going to address, many, if not every single person that is listening will ask themselves that question. Now, I'm telling you honestly, that is not the subject area that I'm going to really come out to address. But because it is a question that will be asked, and it is a question that people ask all the time. I see it on Facebook, I see it different places. People ask if Caucasians, Europeans, white people should be Rastas. And you see, the words are very key, But as I said, because it is something serious, at least to my heart, that I'm going to address. And honestly, I don't want it to be lost in that. But I'm telling you straight, you're going to come, that question will be asked, especially with what I'm going to say. And I would just answer from the get-go as it relates to the question that I posed there. I'll just answer from the get-go that anyone that is a human being should be Rastafari. I will repeat. Anyone that is a member of the human family should be a disciple of this order of truth. Now, I would not like you to lock off the video and think you got the answer and go away now. You need to hear everything. Because as I said, me personally, it is something that, and I mean personally. I actually mean personally that I need to address, and I just meant that I'm going to address it in this way. All right. Now, where am I here? Now, remember I did a video directly dealing with the upside down earth. And in that video dealing with the upside down earth, of course, well, yes, the upside down earth, but specifically here it is, according to Anthony Browder and Sutan Seti, Mfudishi, the earth is upside down. Someone sent me a message, I think it's on one of these comments, saying that Saran Sutan Seti doesn't believe that. Well, to be very honest, maybe he doesn't now, but I know for sure. I have watched a whole lecture I mean, I'm not that paranoid. I watched the whole lecture. It's not a comment he made. He may have changed his mind. I mean, and even if he didn't, it's not nothing like it's not as if I'm upset with anybody for what they believe. But I know for sure, with no disrespect to him, if I misunderstood the lecture, well, I am honestly sorry, straight up. But I don't think I'm that off. He had the upside down map and everything. So, but anyway, that's not really what I'm on. You know, enough respect to the general Sarasota, straight up. But this is a different thing going on here now. So this is a comment I came across. Now this comment is coming from Eabic CS, official good news. And it says here in all capital letters, blessed love my Lord and Empress, Prince and Princess. No, not. Give thanks for the word of right, made manifest in flesh, to continually create and abide in self of self forevermore. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah Rastafari. I just reading what he have here. Let me make sure you've seen this. Okay, good. What is that here saying? In the North region, so he's saying this, well, it's a he, it is a he. He is saying, in the North region, and this North region, I'm getting the impression that this North region is somewhere in Europe, because the person seems to be in that area. If it's not there, well, it's Australia or something. But anyway, Canada, I don't know. But I mean, I get the strong impression it's Europe. So in the North region, I has been taught that when we go to Africa, we must go down. So this fella here is saying that wherever he is in Europe, he has been taught when you go to Africa, you must go down. Now, before I read any more, my brothers and sisters, I don't know how many of you listen to the reasoning I gave here. Some people feel as if I do these things to argue with people. This is not my agenda at all. I never come down and tell nobody, man, I know it all, and yo, nobody can come and bring anybody ready to debate any subject. I'm not into that. You see me crying to debate anyone? I must say, the main thing I bring to the front line is that biblical land of Israel, and it's for a reason. You know what I mean? I don't even, push no debate with nobody over the divinity of Haile Selassie. You know what I mean? And I mean, straight up, if it came down to a debate, there ain't no human being. I tell you, the heavens declare the glory. There's no human being, brother. Nobody on the planet, and it's not because it's me. It's because it's the niggas. Yeah. So I'm just saying that to say this was a scholarly presentation. This ain't no ring around the rosy Bible. This is a scholarly presentation where I went into the connection of the earth and the heavens. And this is what does touch me sometimes with some people that have things to say. You disagree, okay, I mean, I don't mind. And you disagree with a sort of attitude, and you ain't got nothing to put on the table to even begin to refute anything, not even a comma or a full stop that was in my presentation. So this was a scholarly presentation. This ain't no joke. This ain't the Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse. This fella here says, in the North region, I has been taught that when we go to Africa, we must go down. So I say, I must go up. So I say, I must go up to Ethiopia, Africa, Holy Mount. Even a small child told the elders, please listen, I'm reading the thing properly. Even the small child, pardon me, even a small child told the elders to put the map flat on the ground. This might, I don't know if this is some reality he is, you know, recounting or bringing back to memory or you know, what's the word? Whatever. And he's saying here, a small child told the elders to put the map flat on the ground and show how the mountains are pointing upwards. For sure, you put a map flat, and especially if it's one of those maps that have that realistic touch that the mountains come up. Yeah, you know, for real, you put the map flat on the ground and show how the mountains are pointed upwards. And the north is lower land. This is Africa for sure. Obvious, a child, yet impossible to see. Listen, obvious for a child, pardon, obvious for a child, yet impossible to see for the stubborn and the stiff-necked. And he ended up by saying, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. All right. So now, I mean, I go over the comment to make sure to see, listen, if it's me I'm trying to figure out, I mean, just the whole presentation is kind of mixed up too, you know, but, so, yeah. Say that in the North country, they say when you go to Africa, you go down. I don't know if he's saying that maybe he has been misled by, you know, especially, you know, growing up in Europe or whatever. I don't really know the dude. I come into all of that. Just give me a little time here. But what I'm saying here, I think everything was made clear when he said, a little child, even a small child, told the elders put the map flat on the ground and showed how the mountains are pointing upwards. For real, that's true. And the north is lower land. But what I'm saying, this is what I'm saying, people. This is what I'm saying. If you listen to the video properly, you hear me explain all of this, you know, man. This is, Lord, come on, stop playing with me. You hear me explain this clearly. I mean, come on, don't do this. I even go as far as to say, hey, any angle you're coming from going to Ethiopia, you must go up. Whether you're coming from Egypt in the north, whether you're coming from Kenya and Tanzania and them places down Uganda in the south, whether you're coming from Somalia in the east, or whether you're coming from whatever else at the, you know, what's at the west, Congo or whatever is the west of Ethiopia. Anywhere you're coming from, you gotta go up. You gotta go up. That's a different up than the kind of up we're thinking about. We're speaking of the position of the globe. You know what I mean? You feel like this great rocket science PhD professor, you know what I mean, as you know, talking to I don't even want to say that. What I'm trying to say there, listen, this is just a weird kind of comment to me, really off. So I'm trying to show you this in a certain perspective. So to me, the point is very weak that the child put the map flat. And yes, you see the mountains going up, but from any angle you go to Ethiopia, you must go up. That up and the north is up or south is up is two different types of up. Psst. Okay. I like to take time to make my point there, because when I go in, I don't want nobody tell me nothing. So I am saying that, okay, weak point. But then this fellow go on to say, obvious for a child. I wonder if it's his child. Yet impossible for the stubborn and stiff-necked. Now, I mean, obviously, what he's saying is in opposition to I. It's not a comment he left under anyone's comment as if he replying to anyone. And the reasoning he gave was really in opposition to what I was saying, because he's clearly saying that the north, you know, the mountains upward north is lower land. Remember, I said clearly, you know, that's the argument of those who say that we have the world upside down, that the north is lower land, lower Egypt is north, and upper Egypt is south. So yeah, lower Egypt is north and upper Egypt is south. That is almost the main point. You know what I'm saying? So when he's saying, you know, so obviously he would have watched the video, and that's what he comes out with. And then you say, man, so priest, why you sticking on that point? What? Yeah, man, people, I think people say worse than this to me for sure. But now, this is EABIC. That's the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress, of which I am a member of. So I want to, you know, I'm wondering, oh my, who would have referred, who amongst my brethren, who amongst the sisters would want to refer to I as stubborn and, you know, stiff-necked? And, you know, I mean, anyone that have seen the video that I did after the ban was lifted from this platform here, you would see that, you know what I mean, there are certain ones that seem not to like Priest Isaac at all for their own convenient reasons. I know I don't do nobody nothing, and a positive, nobody have nothing on me. So it's all right, go ahead, talk and make up your stories. Disgusting. But anyway, so EABIC. Why would EABIC, I mean, if they don't agree, but why would they say I'm stiff-necked? Wow. Is it one of my elders who I would humble to and say, oh my Lord, please pardon me. Please counsel I. Yeah, of course. Is it one of my elder priests, elder mamas, elder prophets? Is it of my brethren that I would say, but what happened, brethren? But you know, me have to do that in front of the world. You could have just said, my Lord, I disagree. And I found your argument weak, by the way. So I did what any good citizen would do. I pressed this button here to see who it is that had that to say about me. You got to be kidding. You see me, brother? And this is what I talk about these things all the time. I don't mean on YouTube, you know. I say I'm a member of the Ethiopia Black International Congress Church of Salvation. I don't know, it's ABICCCCCS, real sissy. Do not play with me, yo. Who is you? Let me show you. This fella here, who according to a video that I saw, not on this channel here, goes by the name of Priest Claus. Now, sir, I do not know you. I really don't. I have listened to him speak. And just from the words, although my name has never been mentioned, I could see that he would be, let me just say it mildly, in opposition to whatever it is that I may believe. So even when I saw the comment and I understood, I wasn't such surprised. But to refer to me as stiff-necked. So let me just show you now. This is a video from his channel. So you can see, as I said, this I don't know the fella at all, but this is some European country here. Obviously, no leaves on the trees at all, like the dead of the cola or something. And I guess I don't know if they adopted this bench and they painted red, gold, and green. So they're here doing some sort of prayer. Listen to this.
Heavens declare the glory, firmament showed forth thy handiwork. Day unto day uttering speech, night unto night showed forth knowledge. There is no word nor language where thy voice is not heard, O thou Most High. Ring us in, ring us in, ring all the angels in, all the happy time. Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Rastafari. Love, my Lord, Empress, Prince and Princess, Brian.
All right. All right. Yeah, give thanks and praises. And you may say, so priest, so what's the beef? Beef? What are you talking about? Hey, no, man, you mistake me with somebody else. Beef. Yeah. All right, let me just make this clear and go straight, but I ain't got no time to waste. So now, what you just witnessed there a moment ago was pure buffoonery. This is our holy prayer. But if this was Islam, this is our holy prayer. according to the name I see under him, is priest, you know, priest clause. Clause. That's the name I saw on another channel. Don't know him, never heard of him outside of on the YouTube. Holy Manuel. Yeah. And it's one of the time the black man passed on the bike, like he's one of them Jamaican immigrants, you see me? And you can see pass the Rastafari, yeah man, just stick them up. That's the real Rastafari right there. Tell him. A couple months ago, several months ago, a brethren did a video, a lecture. I can't even remember the brethren name. Bobo Shanti, Caucasian, European. Can't remember the name at all, but give thanks still. And in the lecture, this brother was saying some things that I wasn't pleased with at all. Can't remember everything, you know, but still, a few things. One of the things the man was saying that King Emmanuel not into the legalization of herb. King Emmanuel not into herb and ganja smoking and something and something. I should remember that. A lecture right there on the YouTube. And I say, yeah. And I addressed that. And do you know why I addressed that? I addressed that because the lecturer is a member of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress, Church of Salvation. He is also a European. Now, what I'm saying is this, and whoever take this as racism or whatever, that is your business. I actually don't care. That's up to you. I don't have no time for no, this ain't Sylvester and Tweety Bird, brother. This is maybe them two here is Sylvester and Tweety Bird. And I don't care. But this is serious business. This thing named Ethiopia, this is what it named, eh? It don't name Ku Klux Klan. It named Ethiopia. That's the first word. The second word is Africa. And the third word is black. International and Congress. Now, the reason why I take offense to these things here is because I am chief security for the mystics of my Lord. Give thanks with the chief of security for the institute. Yeah, I am chief security. Don't be playing with the Christ order. I'm a sniper for this. I don't have no time to play. So the fact that you are a member of the order and you are a European, I mean, listen, this ain't nobody business. This is Bobo Shanti business. Nobody outside of this have nothing to say. Our father, King Emmanuel, Charles Edwards say, as it relates to the Caucasian world, that you must feed them with a long spoon. That is something that we do not practice. And if you are a European by descent, and you are a real Bobo Shanti, you yourself supposed to say, my Lord, you're taking it too easy on I, my Lord. You're supposed to say that. Yes, my Lord. You forget that the item is the gods. Don't be playing around with me. Waiting going on here. Read Matthew chapter 15. Remember the woman, you know, the Canaanitish woman was running behind Christ and the disciples saying, either her daughter dead or sick or something. And she said, Master, 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 help me, my little daughter, Master, Master. And the scripture said he answered her not a word. Didn't say nothing to her. To the point that the disciples got away and said, but my Lord, you have the woman begging us, begging us, begging us. Please, no man, say something to her. And you know what he said to her? It is not good to give the children's bread to the dogs. And then she said, well, here now, she said that yes, but if the dogs could get even the crumbs from the table, they will be satisfied. And he said, he the Christ said, he did not see such faith like this even in Israel. I wonder if you follow the story good. So an outsider then, not an Ethiopian, not an African, not a black, an outsider running down the Messiah, and he say, hey, he didn't even say nothing. He not talking to them. I come not but for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's what he said, Israel. Africans, the biblical land of Israel, the true biblical land of Israel. From the river Euphrates to the Great Sea, the challenge is still there. I wonder if you want to take the challenge. Why you didn't come and take that challenge there? What's wrong with you? Who is you? So I'm just saying now that the dogs, the God, the Christ had no use for the dogs. But the dog said that she could take the crumbs and she would be thankful. And he said, wow, a dog? Judgment amongst the lions, man. I've not seen this. And here comes a hyena and showing more vibes towards this. Right. It somewhat reminds me of John Brown. You know John Brown. I should have a picture of John Brown here, man. I should move this fella here and get me some John Brown. You know, John Brown is the great revolutionary. You know, you hear about the abolitionists. Oh my tongue. You know how it goes sometimes. Those, you know, the William Wilberforce and the other fellas that assisted us to get out of slavery. Listen, I personally, right? This is the great John here. Just on a little Google link. That's Mr. Brown. I personally, let me make sure you could see him, by the way. Okay, yeah. I personally, right? I mean, the standards, I mean, it's a high standard we're dealing with, man. Christ is the standard, eh? Christ is the standard bearer. The Black Christ, King Emmanuel, the standard bearer. The whole liberty and the lifestyle. So I'm telling you, I believe that this war is so real, that even amongst Black people, I'm telling you, even amongst Black people, to me, I'm looking for people that have the standards real high as it relates to this liberation. So if I'm looking for that amongst Black people, you can't be coming around me as no European and not be somebody like John Brown. So who is John Brown? Well, I'm telling you, John Brown ain't no regular abolitionist. Yeah, John Brown, just like Frederick Douglass, take his own sons and put them in the front of the Civil War. John Brown took his sons, gave them guns, and sent them to kill crackers, to slit the necks of slave owners, and break the chains off of slaves and set them free and send them off with money and cash and food. Say no regular underground railroad, you know. Enough respect to the goddess Harriet Tubman. You don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean, if I was around, give thanks to those that, you know what I mean, hide me for the night and send me on. But yeah, but I mean, I don't know their real motive. To be honest, even Mr. Brown, I mean, trust me, man. Because when you're dealing with hyenas, a hyena is a hyena. But as far as, you know what I mean, the hyena that said, hey, even the crumbs. Well, to me, Mr. John Brown, according to the history that I've read of him, is an individual that, you know what I mean, said, Master, I will take the crumbs. That's how he died. His own people lynched him, you know, man. Lynched him for letting Negroes go and killing crackers. They lynched him. The man go blazing. I think Harriet Tubman in her memoirs spoke of the day that he was captured. She was supposed to be with him on the battlefield. But you don't know how it goes. But yet at the same time, he had several successful runs, you know. So even in history, straight up, and I've studied history, I have never come across another Caucasian in history like this man here. Never. And to me, if you are a Caucasian, straight up, talking about Ethiopia, Africa, Black International, and you're not a John Brown, to me, you're wasting time. And that should not be an insult to nobody. Because if you're not on that level, what you doing around here? Straight up, that's how I look at it. You're supposed to be putting your life on the line for us. This ain't not, what do you think this is? Bobo Shanti, you know, man. Bobo Shanti is an African, a European cannot be a Bobo Shanti, you know, man. You want us to get serious? A European cannot be a Bobo Shanti. Can you be a Yoruba? Can you be Fanti? Can you be Igbo? Go and take the DNA test. You may have a 1% because of something happened somewhere down the line, but you know what I mean. I can't be a Celtic. Not because they say them is Roman Catholic. Black people cannot be Romans. At least not on that level there. But, well, you know, I know we inhabited the whole world. But anyway, let me stick to the point. A European cannot officially be a Bobo Shanti. So for you to be saying you're Bobo Shanti and we cool with that, consider yourself lucky and behave yourself. You're supposed to be the most humblest on earth. You're supposed to be letting the whole world know what's going on, not just doing your own little thing and your clapping and singing business. You're supposed to be on the front line. I don't know no European in the world that is of this order here, that is of a John Brown status. That's how I see the thing. And in the reality of the law today, some people may say I'm soft, but I'm not sending nobody to kill nobody, you know. That ain't how it's done. You can do it many different ways. You can do it I'm going to be clear here. You say you are, man, you don't understand what's going on here. We are the gods of the earth. Straight up, we are the gods of the earth. You're supposed to be beating down your brethren, your pappy's house, and telling them, make sure you pay the people them their reparation. I ain't hear nobody talking. I don't hear nobody talking. If you is Rasta and you is Bobo Shanti, you're supposed to be like infantry soldiers for I and I, willing to take all the bullets. If not, you are not worthy of this. What do you think this is? This ain't no joke thing. And that's how I see it personally. And if you are a European and you say, look, you don't agree, well, trust me, you shouldn't be in this. And I'm being very nice to you. I mean, I know there are those listening saying, boss, them people are supposed to be in this at all. But you see, them people there now, you see them there? I don't even know who they are. I mean, I know who they are, but I don't know who they are. Same thing like John Brown. Them is talkers. Them is talkers. So if you, and this is your sacred order, if you honestly don't believe that they shouldn't be in it, why you don't have a stronger movement to get them out? You can't wait on me to do it. You see how I feel about John Brown. But there ain't no John Brown around. I never meet a John Brown in my life. Never. Up to now, I don't know them. Nobody in history, nobody I meet, nobody on TV, nowhere in the world, no one. I don't meet them yet. I mean, they may be nice and all right and all of that. But if you ain't ready to kill for us and put your life on the line and die and all you have, your children, your money too. That's the next thing, your money. I ain't playing around. What do you think this is? We don't want it for nobody. But if you're real, you put everything on the line. If not, you ain't worthy of this. Go and find something else. But listen, man, listen, you miss high rough, eh? But that's the reality of it. This is the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress. This is what I'm saying now. Feed them with a long spoon. It's a blessing to be a part of this. So you got to know your place. That's what I see. You mean to tell me in every organization, sometimes you have time where only the men alone gather. You get that? Sometimes you have time, only the women alone gather. This is the women's night, women's meeting, men's meeting. You will tell me in this revolutionary order that somehow have a mixture of all kind of people in it, which is supposed to be a predominantly black order. You're gonna tell me we don't have a night where just the blacks meet and the Europeans stay outside? That's the problem. This is a serious thing. Now, when I got crowned, when I got crowned prophet, on the 37th day, pardon me, John, on the 37th day of, no, 37, 31st day of May, on the 31st day of May, got crowned on the 31st day of May. This is in the year 2001. And that is actually the 7th year exactly after the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards made a move, the very day, the 31st of May, the very day. I was at Bobo Shanti Hill for, I think on that occasion, I spent a month. I think that was a month and a strong, something like that on that occasion there. Went back in 2004 and, you know, it several times. Haven't been for a little bit. I think last time I've been there was about 2.5 years ago. But anyway, so yeah, I got crowned in King Emmanuel Charles Edwards Palace as well. Hear what I say now. I get crowned on the 7th, the 7th anniversary of the Black Christ laying down his structure there. This was a Sunday. And I remember clearly I had the black over white, you know, black turban and I went up to the palace where I met Priest Morgan, sitting listening to some Nyabingian priest. Zebulon came forward, and I was crowned. I took off that black turban and I was crowned with a white turban. So I was in all white. And I was crowned. This is the first time I'm witnessing a crowning. I was myself alone. Nobody get crowned with me. So I wasn't too sure exactly what to expect and whatever, and I don't know. So I was crowned. It was a Sunday, as I said. And I was crowned with Psalms 21 and Psalms 133. Now, as I progress in the order, I come to realize that when people get crowned, they get crowned with Psalms 23. And I said, but wait, nobody ever get crowned with Psalms 130, nobody, no, Psalm 23, Psalm 23, Psalm 23. So, you know, I took the opportunity when I, you know, catch myself and I came across the Honorable Priest Morgan again to say, you know, my Lord, you know, I know the is an ancient priest and the is a man that, you know, one of the last ones that actually was right there with King Emmanuel, you know, on a daily level and all these different things. And and Priest Zebi as well, ancient Priest Zebi, who we did an interview with there from Ghana. And we've done interviews with Priest Morgan as well. So, I mean, if you want to say capable hands then, capable hands, you know, it's not as if it's any old body. So for the two of them to be there as the witness, and both of them, you know, crowning I with these two psalms, and yet still I don't know nobody else that ever get crowned. So, you know, one time I was wondering if, I mean, what going on, what kind of thing is, and remember, you know, this is the 7th anniversary, the very day I get crowned. I was brought into this order exactly 7 years to the very day that King Emmanuel Charles Edwards made his exit. 77 redeemed 77. And I was crowned in his palace. And his little grandson came out without his turban while I was being crowned. Jassoy. Little youth at the time, little baby man. And when he saw me, he ran back in. I believe Jesus was in the room at the time too, but I didn't see him. And little Jassoy came out with his turban, sat in a chair and started to rap while they were crowning I. 7th anniversary. I didn't get crowned with nobody else. Full white. One shall come amongst us that can read the stars. So some people think that this is a religious thing here. This is the most ancient of the African science. And my point is, with number one, no hatred in my heart, but on the contrary, with love in my heart. You cannot come from no other nation and just walk into this and feel you have the say. That's my point. Because I wouldn't walk into your thing, period. But even if I did, I'd have to humble myself to what your thing is about. So when the brother that did the lecture there talking about the marijuana, and so I brought to him the black supremacy. I said, yo, King Emmanuel say in the black supremacy that herb must be legalized. So who gave you permission? You're supposed to come to I first. You don't jump over I and go and tell the world that King Emmanuel don't have nothing to do with herb and Bobo don't really smoke and we not for the legalization of herb. You are misrepresenting us. You are lucky that you're wearing our clothes. Some people believe that you shouldn't even be a part of this, wherever they are. Because they're just saying that to themselves, but there's no great movement for it. But so, to me, it's a waste of time. As far as I see, all Rasta agree with that. So I came out against him hard for that. Because to me, and it's not for him alone now. It's not him alone. It's us as Bobo Shanti. It's not him. It's us. If a rat come in your house and eat the food, you can't be upset with the rat. You're supposed to secure the food. Yes, kill the rat, but yet still it's your fault. You're supposed to block the holes. Make it hard for the rat to come and put down the poison. I'm very serious. You know, I listen, I ain't care. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm telling you how I feel. I know some of you gonna look at this all kind of way. This and that, but it's up to you. I deal with reality. And it's sad that I have to repeat, but I will repeat. I ain't got no hatred for nobody. Well, I hate those who hate the Lord. And brings me back to another point. When I said Rastafari is for all humans. And for me to go into that topic, it's going to need a next reasoning. Because what is a human? This is why I'm saying you're lucky, man. When God created humans, it's black people he created them. Melanated people, they may have different shade or whatever and this and that and so, but we are in a specific confine then. And outside of that is Chinese and Orientals and who else you have? You know, Caucasian and Mongolites and Indians, Red Indians, this Indian, that Indian, if you want to call them that. You have all sorts of things that filtrated down from us. This is just reality. We have been here for millions of years. Everyone else have been here for thousands. Just think about that. And if the science of life is correct, I am telling you, even if it takes 1,000,000 years, understanding science and how the earth replenishes, pardon me, itself, it wouldn't be a surprise if the black nation alone is left on the earth after a time. So just think about that. So I'm saying, especially for those who say they want to be a part of this black culture. Well, yeah, the security is at the gate, brother. You gotta come in a humble fashion. And I can give you some stories, but I'm not in the story thing now. So Mr. Claus now, he is there saying a prayer. And before I go to Mr. Claus, so the other brother there now, he contacted me through email, and I will say, and I'm letting them know, my brother there, I can't even remember your name, please. What is it, Fernando? I can't remember that. I think it's Fernando. I think it's something like that. Where he's from? I think it's Germany or whatever. But he apologized. I mean, he apologized, man. When I read a long letter, he sent and he's sorry, and you know, he humbled himself. Everything he said, he take down the video. And I went in hard on him, eh? I really did go in hard on him. And I take down the video too. I took down the video. Because what I put up the video for has been corrected. He took down the lecture and he had apologized. Like, I didn't tell him to go apologize to the world. But you see, this is what I'm saying. When I was crowned up, I was given a paper and I had to write an oath. And this paper had certain points on it. And one of the points on this paper said that no white man is supposed to be a member of this Congress. Just so it said. Every Bobo Shanti know this. Don't be playing with me. I didn't make it up. You know who made that up? Do you know who made that up? I hear King Emmanuel say with my own ears, only the black man have a heaven. I say, I wonder what the Christ talking about. I ain't talking Bible scripture. I talking Prince Emmanuel Charles Edwards. That's why I say it's Bobo I talking guy. I know people going to say, oh, Selassie say, and until the philosophy and this and that, and Bob Marley say, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't talking about racism. It's racism Haile Selassie was talking about there. Racism. I talking about reality. So if I tell you that the oldest bone is the bone of an African, when you go tell me until the philosophy of one race, give me a break. I'm not talking racism. Give thanks for Francis Crest Wilson. I'm not talking racism, mama. Yeah. So there's a certain level of respect here, yo. And we as black people, those of us who are a part of the nation of God, we need to check ourselves. We need to check ourselves. The 21st of April is coming up, and I hope to give a proper presentation on that evening as it relates to us as a nation, Bobo Shanti, because we ain't functioning right. Enough ones that are Bobo Shanti, all elders and so, disagree with me. Don't think I'm doing this right. I shouldn't be this and shouldn't be that. Okay, so how come nobody can stop me? Isn't this a government? Don't we have a parliament? What happened to the cabinet? Nobody can stop me. Nobody can even give me a call and say, Honorable Priest, I am so-and-so representing the council. We ban you from going and making any statement as it relates to the Congress for 90 days because you're violated by playing reggae music. And yeah, no boy can do me nothing. It's a shame because it's supposed to be a government. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So nobody stay there and try to judge me. Judge yourself. That's what I'm saying. So people like Claus can go and diss me. What's wrong with him? Diss me. What's wrong with you, Mr. Claus? Which mystery have you unraveled, Mr. Claus? Don't get me started, you know, Mr. Claus. And again, I blame us. How long that comment has been there? I listen to nobody say nothing. You supposed to press the button and see who it is that dissed the priest. Yeah, that's how I see it. I mean, you don't have to, man, because I can defend myself. I can. In all ways. So please don't carry your foolishness too far. Mr. Claus, leave it there. Who is you? And the thing now, listen to how you're praying. This is what disgusts me now. Holy man, what is that, man? Look how you're disgracing God's business. Eh? Nobody come and tell you nothing. Eh? Look how you're disgracing God's business. And you ain't no John Brown. I ain't gonna say nothing else concerning you, Mr. Claus. But check yourself. I hope you don't have no rebuttal for this, man. Because listen, trust me, just cool out. And as I said to those of us who are members of the Congress, so who crowned him? Who crowned him? Is you teach him to pray like that? Psalms 133 talk how good and how pleasant it is, man. The brethren to dwell, yes, to get in one unity and love. Yeah. feed them with a long spoon. And again, even if you are a European, I have a brethren there. And he tell me that he got an African child. A white man are talking about it. And he contact me. And he didn't want, I think it's because of the colors or the shape of Africa, but whatever it is, but he didn't want to put it on. And it was a gift or something, and he didn't know if he was worthy to wear it. Yeah, check it. Said, all right. And this is someone I know, eh? Yeah, this is someone I know. So I told him, yes, I, man. If someone give you a gift and the colors and whatever, yeah, man, wear what you desire to wear. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I know people that are Caucasians that tell me they wish they could turn black because they consider that what they are living is a curse. Hear them kind of talking here. And them is people that obviously have some understanding of where they stand in the reality of life. You think this is pretend? So you're going to pretend as if the sun in the sky don't deal with a black man differently than it deals with a white man? Come on, man, this is reality. Nature deals with others differently than it deals with others. They say, let's pretend. And the black man is the God of the earth, straight up. And I'm going to remind you again, King Emmanuel signature, that you have to sign when you're crowned. The same oath we all take, that no white men shall be a part of this Congress. I hear people argue that, talk about men. And you know, man of right is God in flesh and men of wrong. And man, don't confuse the thing. Don't confuse the thing. I remember once, and in fact, I'm going to look to wrap up now. I remember once I was at the camp, because listen, I think it's the second time I went to the camp. That's the first time I even know Caucasians were members of this Congress. And there was a priest by the name of Priest Blaze that was there. And in all honesty, I'm telling you the truth. At that time, well, I didn't know his name. It was two of them at that time. They came from Chile. And I'm telling you the truth. As I stand before you here, as I said, no hatred in my heart. And even though I see them and I didn't know, wait, white people is a member of this too. I being a member, I get crowned 2001. But at that time, you know, you're not seeing nobody fighting this thing here nowhere at all, at least not I. So I see him and the other, he was a priest and the other prophet that was with him at the time. I said, all right. I see them. I just going along, a lot of people on the camp, and you know, I see them and still don't see them there, straight up. But one night now, I was holding the guard. Them time I'm not priest. I was holding the guard, and not one night. In fact, I just come. I came the Thursday, I think, and it's a Friday night I holding the guard. Right. So the priest now, this is Priest Blaze. He is a Caucasian from Chile. And this is 2004. This is my mindset there. And he passed, I'm at the guard, he passed and he do what he have to do. And then I see him go on the altar. Now remember, this is new to me. Now I said, what? A white man going on the Bobo Shanti altar? And I was like stunned. Remember, I'm the East Guard, and I like, what? And I said, no, man, I can't hold this service here. And I remember I called a brethren and I said, brethren, hold this guard for me. And I remember going back up to my restroom where I was, and I hold a meds. And it was priest Prince, not the elder, the Yati priest Prince, that came and said, but my Lord, how can you come out the service so quick? And I show him everything I just show you. And he can't remember word for word, but he also expressed, like, my Lord, me don't know what the man is doing, but listen, there I come far, you know, from Antigua. How long you stay? 2 weeks, 3 weeks? There I come far, my Lord. Plenty money you spend for come, right? You come forget the service. Don't make nobody running from the service, my Lord. Yeah. I didn't go back in there that night, but I was back in there in the morning, you know? And the time I spent there, even at morning devotion, because I wasn't a priest yet, and some of the morning devotions, the same priest Blaze would carry it out. And after the morning devotion, you get a chance to come and speak and say something was on your mind. And every time he carried out, I always had something to say. Not in no disrespectful way. I would always pull out the scripture or something, you know, something Marcus Garvey said, when Marcus Garvey said, not even a white bird shall fly over Africa. You know, I would pull out certain scriptures, like I think the book of Habakkuk, that say that in the last day, Esau, which is Edom, shall be no more. Yeah, man, I pull out these things so they can understand how I feel. And even before that, I think it was the Sunday after the first Sabbath, I approached him and explained to him how I feel about that whole thing, and, you know, a white priest on the altar ministering to us. So now, listen to this. I remember sitting with some ones. I clearly remember the Honorable Priest Joshua. Priest Chris was in the midst. I can't remember everyone, but I remember he was there. And I said, brethren, I don't think it's right for a white priest to be on the altar. Man say, no, man, my Lord, Jack Rowe white priest already, which is one person. One go on to say, well, you know, King Emmanuel said that we're supposed to take the message to all nations, which I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I definitely have. How can you have world peace unless all confined to the order of God? I could understand that, but not to be on my altar ministering to me. So I said, 7 priests on an altar. I see 6 black and 1 white. Suppose we have 2 white and 5 black. Well, my Lord, you know, just say, you know, you have to train them in the order and send them back to their own people and so on. So I say, okay, suppose you have 3 white and 5 black. 3 white and 4 black, pardon me. I go as far as to say, okay, suppose we have 4 white priests on the altar and 3 black. Man said to I, no, my Lord, that cannot happen. You cannot have more white priests on the altar than black. And I live to see that happen. In fact, I can go on YouTube now and find a video where Priest Garth was the leading priest and 3 white priests after him. 3 white priests, 1 black priest upon the altar of Melchizedek. I personally, and that has nothing to do with any disrespect of anybody of any other nation, I personally see that is not right. That is unacceptable. If you got to teach them the priesthood order and they have to carry it out, this has to be done some other way. And this is just my own opinion here. I'm very serious as it relates to that. And for me alone, that needs to be cleared up, straight up. So no member of this Congress from no other nation supposed to can just go and speak on our behalf, misrepresenting us. Why you don't jump on them like you jump on me? And then now imagine you as a European dissing me. You know who I am? Me? You shouldn't diss no black person, but me? You don't know me, man. You crazy, man. What's wrong with you and your little friend? Just check yourself. And all Bobo Shanti should check for he. and tell him to straighten up his prayer. Don't be uploading nothing to no YouTube talking about, yeah. What's wrong with you? You might be one of them cartoons. Which cartoon it is that we talking? Like some slother. Yeah. Don't be playing with that, brother. Check yourself. You see me? Talking about some priest class. Let me just give you one last dose of him there. Yo, done with he, brother. Yeah, Rastafari live. So yes, my brethren and sisters, give thanks for life. Give thanks for the life giver and the keeper of life. It's just enough love from your brother, you know. Enough royalty and righteousness. I know a lot of ones don't like this because we have a lot of underground people that don't believe white people should be anywhere in this. And let me say one thing too, you know, let me be clear here. Rastafari, this is another thing. Rastafari is not a one group. Rastafari is an international movement. And many of these aspects of Rastafari have their own ideas and their own outlooks and their own beliefs. This is why I personally home it down to Bobo Shanti in such perspective. So I personally do not see that I am the judge to be telling you who is a Rasta and who is not a Rasta. I'm very sorry. But when it comes to the Ethiopia, Africa, Black International Congress Church of Salvation, well, I think because of the order and the stipulations that we were given, I mean, as a priest of it, I have the right to address certain things, especially if it's brought out even, you know, even into the public and in the public eye and the public domain, you know. So even as a case like this individual, he should be, you know, punished for disrespecting the mystic priest of God. He who the Father spoke of when he said one shall come and shall unravel, you know what I mean, and unravel, but read the stars. And you know what catching me here? Just this little thing I watching here, but I don't see it in this little video that the honorable priest Richie put together. But you see here, this is where the King of Kings visited, you know, Secretary General Utan. This is 1963. You know, when he spoke at the United Nations, you know, and gave that same speech until the philosophy that whole one race superior, you know. And at this time, he gave the United Nations the oblique, you know, the Tekken. It's not in this video here, but he gave him the Tekken, which is the symbol of Asa, the symbol of Osiris, and we already showed you. You know, people actually deny these facts, and you can't deny this. We showed you how the emperor lived the life of Asa. Everything, the 72 that came to his banquets, the exact time frame of exactly 5 years from the 5th of May to the 5th of May that he was under the earth. Everything just like Osiris, Asa, you know, everything. And then Asa represents the Orion, the Sahu, and the phallic represents the Abilic represents the Tekken. The Tekken, the Abilic that stands in Aksum. And the king brought an Abilic for the United Nations at the time when he was becoming the constellation Orion. That means this was the day he was going to give the speech at the United Nations, because he's the only head of state to speak at the League of Nations plus the United Nations. That's very symbolic. That is what Orion is all about. He is the ruler of the northern celestial heavens, and he is the ruler of the southern celestial heavens, because the celestial equator passes perfectly through him, through the belt of Orion. So half is on the north and half is on the south. That is the Sahu constellation, 1 foot on water and 1 foot on land. So just as Orion became, or Asa, which is the Osiris, became the Sahu, which is the Orion, the steps, the same steps of Asa, the same steps of Osiris is the same steps that the king go through, down to being at the age of 13 when he became the Deshmark. Everything that you see in the Asa story, you see it play through with Haile Selassie I. As I said, even up to when Asa is resurrected and he went on both sides. That's what happened when Haile Selassie came and spoke to the UN. These are the two governing bodies in the modern time, and only one human being ever spoke to the two bodies. This is serious, and both speeches were terrible speeches. The first one you don't know in 1936, the 30th of June, when the emperor locked down the League of Nations and crashed it, as I said, from the 5th of May to the 5th of May, exactly 5 years. From 1936 to 41, the 5 bleeding wounds, perfect resurrection, the Black 5-point star that the Black Christ speak of, you know. So when he speak to the UN now as a head of state, that is symbolic of the earth's rightful ruler. As I said, he's the only one to speak to both bodies, Orion, on both sides of the heaven. And the Tekken, which is the Eabic, is the symbol of the penis that was lost when Osiris became Orion, and Haile Selassie brought the Tekken, the Eabic, to the United Nations when he was just about to speak to them, to fulfill the prophecy of the only head of state, to speak to both governing bodies, the League of Nations and the United Nations, the Sahu, the Orion constellation. That's what I'm talking about. One shall come that will be able to read the stars. So Mr. Claus, let it be the last time. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari.